This time, let us now go with our neuropsychiatric examination preparation. This time we will talk about tips during the IQ test. IQ test, or this is the written examination. This is happening before the oral. Okay, written examination first before the oral examination, oral neuro examination. So this time I have made a video regarding the tips during the oral neuropsychiatric examination, so you can check, and I will place the link below so that you can watch the video, the tips during the oral neuropsychiatric examination. But this time, let us talk about tips during the written neuropsychiatric examination. This is written from the entry-level examination or qualifying examination. This is already a neuropsychiatric examination. This is the written, in which it will test our IQ test. Okay, so let us start. The very first tip is that to follow instruction. That is the very first tip, is to follow instruction. Usually in writing your name, it must be first surname or the family name first must be written, followed by the given name and middle name. It is very important that we need to follow. If not necessarily the surname or family name, the very important is that what is instructed, or what is the direction, we must follow it. If instructed there, if the instruction is to write the surname or family name first, then it must be written first, followed by given name and the middle name. Many have failed in doing this. Many have failed. In my experience in applying in a certain bureau, only 250 out of 750 takers passed this IQ test. Okay? Only 250 out of 750. Because some of the applicants shared to me because of their surname. Instead of surname, they placed their given name. So, from that, failed immediately. The psychologist or the psychiatrist did not anymore check the entire answers, because from the very first, it must be written the surname. The surname must be written, but the otherwise, or the given name was placed first. So therefore, not following the instructions. So failed immediately. So out of 750, only 250 have passed the IQ test. So follow instructions. Next, listen to the instruction of the officer administering the examination. It is not always that we shade or write the answer of the letter, of our answers in our answer sheet. There can be underlining the letter of our answer. So it is only the officer who is telling us the instruction. Because if we will look at our answer sheet, there are circles, and the letters are inside of the circle. So it does not mean that we will shade it. No. Because normally in licensure examination, board examination, shading, diba? Shading. But in IQ test, it is not always shading. The instructor, the officer, will be instructing us to underline only the letter of our answers. Underline. And then next instruction, shade. It will test how we follow the instructions, how alert we are in following instructions. Next, number 3. There is time limit given to certain items. Yes, in every set of examinations, there will be only limited time. Example, one of the tests there I have taken is that 12 minutes to answer for 30 items. 12 minutes for 30 items, and that 30 items consists of arithmetic, solving. So it is very important for us to be alert. And another set of examination I have experienced is that 16 minutes to answer the 60 item test. Okay, 60 item test for only 16 minutes. So you will really budget your time. And as a tip, this is what I have made: jump and answer first those short questions. So answer first those short questions, or you can answer fast for those items you know. So if you know the item, you can answer it fast so that you can proceed to other items. It is very important that we need to have an item that is correct answer. Okay, if the instructor says pencils up, okay, immediately follow it. Yes, in my experience, there are applicants fail to raise their pencils because they are still answering, so they are noted as not following instructions. So immediately follow it. Otherwise, if you are caught still answering, your attention will be called and you will be marked. You will be marked as not following the instruction. Okay, you will be marked as following instructions, or you will mark as following instructions. This is without ed. Okay, this is without ed. You will mark. Or we can place also be, linking verb be. You will be marked as not following instructions. It is very important to follow instructions because we will becoming an officer filled with instructions. If we are already inside the bureau, if we are already hired as an officer, we will be given instructions, a series of instructions. So it is very important for us to follow instructions. If here in this written neuropsychiatric examination we cannot follow instructions, the more we cannot follow it if we are already hired. Next, move forward. If there are items you failed to answer, it is okay. Yes, it is okay. Just move forward and do not anymore go back. Like in my situation, all I thought I have finished earlier than the expected time. Yes, all I thought I have already finished. It's 10 minutes. It is 10-minute examination, but I have already finished earlier. So I go back to those items I failed to answer. I am confident because I answered it earlier. I have beat the time earlier. So I have answered. I go back. I return to those items I failed to answer. But when I turn the page to move, there are still items. I have seen that there are still items, 10 items. I remember that there are still 10 items that I did not yet. It is I did not. Okay? It's I did not. Okay, we can edit it here. Okay. I did not yet answer. Okay? So I did not yet answer, so I realized, so after the examination, I realized that we need to move forward and be consistent with the time. Because in reality, if we are already an officer, we need to move forward. If what has been left, so it must be left behind. We are done with that, and we need to learn from the previous experience, and we need to move forward. Okay, and be consistent with the time. Be mindful of the time. So if you still have the time, see to it that you finish all the items and review. Do not anymore go back to those previous set of examination. I mean here, I go back or I return to those set of items I did not answer. So it was already done. So do not anymore go back there. If you have answered earlier, so make a review. Make a review. Do not anymore go back to the what has been done already. Next, relax. Yes, this is what the very thing that I am doing during examination is relax. Always do the inhale, exhale to relax yourself. Okay. Next, take note. It is normally that we cannot finish answering all the items. It is important that there are items. It should be there are items. Okay. It is important that there are items you answered it correctly. Yes, we need there are items that we need to answer it correctly, faster and correctly. Because never answer all items by guessing. Yes, it's a negative implication to the psychologist or psychiatrist because it will determine that we just make guess and we did not take the exam seriously. So as much as possible, answer the item correctly. Not necessarily we can answer it all the 60 items. Do not make a guess just only to answer it all. No, the very important is that there are items that we have answered it correctly. Next, so additional tips. These are the coverages. What are those coverage? What are the coverage rather of the written examination? So these are the things that I can still remember and I am sharing this to you. So these are the things that you need to expect. Okay? The very first is analogy, word analogy. Very common to all examination, be it licensure, be it civil service eligibility examination, entry-level examination, qualifying examination in PNP, BJMP, AFSAT, AFP, analogy, such as happy is to cheerful, as to blank is to sorrowful. So, commonly, obviously, the answer is sign. Next, yes, this is one. Letter B, add out. That is add out. There are series of words and there is one word that does not belong to the group. Choose the word that does not belong to the group. Okay? Such as zoology, botany, ichthyology, psychology. So the answer is psychology. Psychology does not belongs to zoology, botany, and ichthyology because zoology, botany, and ichthyology, this belongs to biology, another branch of science, diba? Psychology does not belongs to biology. So, choose the word that does not belong. That is an example. Next, arithmetic reasoning. Such as, arithmetic, we know already that these are numeric numbers, arithmetic. Such as 3 laborer can finish the work in 10 days. It's 10 days. It's 10 days with S, huh? It's 10 days. 6 laborers can finish the work in 5 days. So the question now is, how many laborers need to finish the work for 2 days? So obviously we need to solve that. So from the given time, from the given limited time, so it is very important for us, our alertness on how to solve this, diba? 3 is to 10, 6 is to 5. So, how many laborers for 2 days? Diba? Ratio proportion. And another also is that, this one. Another is, example, Joe is richer than Will. Will is poorer than John. John is richer than Joe. So, how is that? Diba? Who is the poor? Who is the poor? Diba? Joe is richer than Will. Will is poorer than John. John is richer than Joe. So who is rich? It's John. Who is poor? Okay, it's Will. That's it. Then next, it's making conclusions. Yes, making conclusions. You have 2 sentences, 2 paragraphs, and then make a conclusion. The answer is still in multiple choice. Example: Paul is smart. Smart, T, smart. Tall is smart. Smart person, good in math, diba? Okay. So what is the conclusion? So Paul is good in math. All we need to do is to combine the words, combine the sentence. Since Paul is smart, and what's the definition of smart? Smart person, good in math. So therefore, Paul is good in math. It's a combination, diba? In mathematics, it is what they call as syllogism. Next, abstract reasoning. These are the series of drawings, and you will be asked the next drawing or the missing part in series. Yes, that's very common. The moving drawings, the common. If you want to try to answer, I will also leave a link below the description box too, so that you can answer also the abstract reasoning, the moving drawings, and it will tell you how far is your IQ. And there are certain applications that can be downloaded from the Google Play Store in order to test your IQ level. Next is the arithmetic sequence. It will always appear in every examination, this arithmetic sequence, like such as 2, 4, blank, 6, 8, 10. So yeah, obviously it's 6, diba? There are also apps that you can also practice this arithmetic sequence. Sentence agreement, this is one that very challenging during the examination, the IQ test. Sentence agreement, in which choose the word that makes it should be with S. Choose the word that makes the sentence be inconsistent with sentence A. Okay? Choose the word. There is one word that makes the sentence be inconsistent with sentence A. Example, sentence A, lawyers studied the law in order to defend people with laws. Yes, that's the sentence A. Sentence B, Paul is studying the music because he wants to become a lawyer someday. So, what is the word that makes sentence B inconsistent with sentence A? Obviously, the answer is music. Paul is studying the music because he wanted to become a lawyer someday. So the answer there, the word that makes the sentence be inconsistent with sentence A is music. So there are these are the coverage during the IQ test or written examination for neuropsychiatric preparation. For our preparations, sentence agreement, arithmetic sequence, abstract reasoning, making conclusion, arithmetic reasoning, okay, arithmetic reasoning or numerical reasoning, add out, word analogy. These are the things that I can still remember during when I take the written neuro examination. So study more, and this neuro examination is not that easy. So from this time, study already.